Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the regular scheduled Taber Town Council meeting for September the 8th, 2025. Call the meeting to order and ask for the adoption of the agenda as presented, please. Councilor Bruin.
I can do that. Adopt the agenda as presented.
Motion on the table. All in favor? Carried unanimously. Thank you. Item 3, public hearings. There are none. Item 4, adoption of the minutes. Item 4.1, minutes regular meeting of council, August 18th, 2025. Mr. Tebow.
Administration has no updates to the minutes. Back over to council.
Thank you. Any questions arising? Someone prepared to make that motion? Councilor Firth.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that council adopts the minutes of the regular meeting of council held on August 18th, 2025 as presented.
Motion on the table. All in favor? Carried unanimously. Thank you. Item 6, bylaws. Item 6.1, revised audit committee bylaw 19-2025. Mr. Tebow.
If council recalls, we did do first reading last time, so this is looking for second and third reading. Again, as a reminder, this is just to line up a little bit better with the letter that came down from Municipal Affairs, which speaks to a requirement to give all of council the same information 72 hours after something happens. And so our current audit committee situation doesn't lend itself to that so well. Plus, we had heard from some council members that maybe it would be nice that they could rotate in on this audit committee. So the bylaw being put forward turns council into the audit committee altogether. Mr. Beckering, I don't think you were here last time, so this will be new information for you perhaps. Oh, were you here last time? Okay. So, yeah, it's just instead of having the 3 on there, this allows all council members to be part of the audit committee. So second and third reading is in front of council, and I can answer any questions.
Thank you. Councilor Sorensen.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I was just wondering why 3.3.2.6 is struck in regards to accordance with the Act. You must submit financial information return May 1st. So is that no longer required? Page 4 of 7 on the top.
You don't have it?
It's on like the yeah, it's redlined. It's struck from the current vision.
Page what? 37? Okay, thank you.
Sorry, Councilor, sorry, 3.3.2.6, is that what you asked about?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Good question, Councilor Sorensen. Any information, Mr. Tebow?
You know, unfortunately, Rob's not here. I don't know if Donna knows that answer. It looks like she doesn't.
Is that a typo of sorts? Okay.
Okay, just give us a second, please.
Saying that, I don't see anything else crossed off. Normally, if that's crossed off, you don't see it, period, right?
Well, or if it's struck, then
Right.
maybe they have a different recommendation.
Right, yeah. Councilor Bruin?
I don't know.
You good for now? Okay. Councilor Becken?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just while waiting for the phone call from Rob, if I may.
Sure.
I'm somewhat non-clue about this thing, because if the information got to be made available within 72 hours, shouldn't that apply to all committees? For example, Police Commission, Municipal Planning Commission. Why is the Audit Committee in particular picked out by the provincial government? I don't quite understand that, Mr. Mayor. Maybe there's an answer there somewhere.
Thank you, Councilor Becken. I would agree 100%. You're right. That's a very good question. Mr. Tebow?
There is more will come forward. I think just because of the audit committee had those requests, and it was in that municipal affairs document. that was what administration thought was most critical to come forward to be given to all of council after the information was presented to the audit committee. And we know that the audit committee there's quite a space of time between when the audit committee happens and then when our next council meeting could potentially happen. So for us, it was sort of the top of the pile, but you are correct, Councillor Becking, that would affect way more than just this particular bylaw.
Is he on the line? Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Right. Councillor Sorensen? That sounds
Yeah, sounds reasonable to me, as long
Right.
as
okay.
it's, yeah.
We're all on the same page? Right.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Any other questions? Councillor Sorensen?
Just I'd be prepared to make the motion
Very well.
that council gives second reading to revised audit committee bylaw 19-2025 as amended.
Thank you. Motion on the table. Any further discussion? All in favor? Carried unanimously. Thank you. Councillor Bruin?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll be prepared to make a motion that council gives third reading to revised audit committee bylaw 19-2025 as amended.
Right, thank you. Motion on the table. Any further discussion? All in favor? Carried unanimously. Thank you. All right, moving on to item 6.2, proposed investment incentive bylaw 18-2025. Mr. Tebow.
Again, there was first reading that happened with this one, second and third reading for tonight, and I'll hand it over to Amy just to refresh everyone and field any questions.
All right, thank you. Amy, welcome.
Good afternoon, council.
Good afternoon.
So we brought the recommended changes to this bylaw at the August 18th meeting where we had the first reading. The investment incentive bylaw, of course, has been a really great catalyst in our community for promoting growth. It's a 5-year tiered program once people take occupancy of their buildings. So in working with the applications and approvals of the bylaw, it states that the application must make a capital investment to expand, improve, or renovate the non-residential property, resulting in an increased assessment value by at least 25% by the end of year 2 from when the development permit was issued. But as we've come to know in the past couple years in working with these, that there's more factors on the increase of the assessment than just the construction and renovation costs, like the market value increase, which is confusing for applicants as well because we have no way to confirm from them whether they would qualify for the program until after they take occupancy and we receive a new assessment of it. So we've recommended the following wording changes to that instead, that says the applicant must make a capital investment to expand, improve, or renovate the non-residential property with a building permit value of at least 25% of the current assessment within 2 years from the date the development permit was issued. So Superior Safety Codes uses a construction cost estimator that would be applied to the building permit, and this is the value that we would use to determine if the applicant could qualify for the program long before they even start construction, let alone waiting until they're complete to find out whether they would be able to apply for it or not. There's no other changes other than that recommended at this time.
All right, thank you. Any questions arising? None whatsoever. Councillor McLean?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm just prepared to make the first motion that council gives second reading to proposed investment incentive bylaw 18-2025.
All right, thank you. Motion on the table. Any further discussion? All in favor? Carried unanimously. Thank you. Councillor Renford?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll make the second motion there, that council gives third reading to the proposed investment incentive bylaw 18-2025.
Thank you. Motion on the table. Any further discussion? All in favor? Carried unanimously. Thank you. On to item 7, action items. Item 7.1, proposed policy renewal compliance certificate PLN1. Mr. Tebow.
So as we normally do, this is a policy that's come up for renewal based on time, and I'll have Hillary Jansen come up and run council through it.
All right, thank you, Hillary. Welcome.
Thank you, Council. So as per kind of our regular schedule, we're looking through all the policies just to make sure that they're still relevant and making sure that they are kept up to date. A couple of the planning policies have fallen by the wayside a little bit, so I'm trying to rectify that here. So with the first one that we're looking at with the compliance certificate being policy PLN-1, there is a few changes that when we reviewed it, we are recommending that council consider for approval. The first is the name of the policy be amended from compliance certificate to compliance letter. So that's the more common vernacular for that particular document is a letter of compliance. So just to bring that a little bit more up to date. Certificate sounds it's a bit of a misnomer in my estimation. And then policy 2.3, we recommended updating to clarify what the statutory declaration was for. So in an event that you have a real property report and it's dated, it's not the current date or it's 6 months older, we do require a statutory declaration to be submitted to ensure that everything that's on the property still is meeting what was on the RPR, or say if you put a shed on there that you could say, I have a statutory declaration that says this is what I did. So it's just clarifying the use of that particular mechanism. The third is the policy statement 2.8. It was updated to clarify what the compliance letter may state, that it either complies or doesn't comply with the current land use bylaw. Previously, that wasn't really, honestly, quite clear. The fourth change was to policy 2.9. This was removed just as it's more of a procedural item than a policy item. It's just how we retain documents within the town. And then 5, there was some minor wording changes kind of scattered throughout the document. So with that, I'll turn it back to you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Any questions arising whatsoever? All right. Councilor McLean.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that council adopts the compliance letter policy PLN-1 as presented.
Thank you. Motion on the table. All in favor? Carried unanimously. Thank you. And item 7.2, proposed policy renewal development and subdivision agreement PLN2. Mr. Tebow.
We'll have Hillary come back again and speak
right.
to number 2.
Thank you, Hillary.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. So this second policy that we did for a review was for the development and subdivision agreement, policy PLN-2. With this particular policy, there were no, a complete review was done of that and the procedures, and there was no real changes to note. It is a very short policy, as you can see from your agenda package. We added that section 2.3 just to it for the administration to establish this policy and the procedure, or to establish the procedure. And then under section 3, just the reference to the Municipal Government Act, which governs the ability for administration and council to have development agreements for subdivisions and development applications. And there is some reformatting just to be in line with our current formatting standards. With that, I'll turn it back to you, Mr. Mayor.
All right. Thank you very much. Any questions arising? All right. Someone prepare to make that motion. Councilor Firth.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that council adopts the development and subdivision agreement policy PLN-2 as presented.
Thank you. Motion on the table. All in favor? Carried unanimously. Thank you. Excuse me. Item 7.3, proposed renewal legal services. Obtaining legal advice policy ADM1. Mr. Tebow.
Again, this policy has just come up for renewal. The changes to this policy are updating names, so directorship titles based on org chart changes and things like that to bring them up to what we call things today. The other addition was having human resources involved if there's services obtained by council regarding the CAO's office. Just good practice and lots of other policies to have council not look for human resources permission, but just in consultation with. So it's not a mandatory thing, but in some instances it might be good for council to get that information or direction from HR. So that was the update to that portion of the policy.
All right. Thank you. Any questions arising with that change? All right. So I'm prepared to make that motion. Counselor Brune?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll make the motion that council adopts the legal services obtaining legal advice policy ADM-1 as presented.
Thank you. Motion on the table. All in favor? Carried unanimously. Thank you. On to item 7.4, information for council. Mr. Tebow.
So in your package, the first information item is the 2024 funding that we get from the CCBF, which I believe used to be the federal gas tax grant monies. And so this is just the amount that we got allocated in 2024. I believe this is the amount that we believed we were going to get allocated. Is the amount that we did get in 2023. So that was just that information that came our way, passed along to council. And item number 2 is the Chinook Arts Library Board report. Just plopped in there. So outside of that, if there was any questions, I'll back over to council.
All right. Thank you. Do we have any questions in that regard? None whatsoever. All right. No motion required. On to item 7.5, standard items, council requests. Mr. Tebow.
We got here quickly today.
It did. It did.
So all these items are still in progress. We are on track. There was a couple of them that were dated for reporting out on September the 23rd. We believe it actually should have been September the 22nd. That's our next council meeting. I think we were talking about a special meeting on September the 23rd, which isn't the regular meeting. But yes, we're planning on bringing those middle 2 back as requested on the 23rd. We're not seeing a problem with that. The other ones are still in progress. So back over to council.
All right. Thank you. Any questions about the current standard item council requests? All right. Any new standard item council requests? Councilor Brune?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I had someone ask me about the possibility of putting pedestrian lights in front of the East Place crossing, what avenue is that, 47th Avenue. There's going to be a lot of students actually walking across from the south side and parents parking in the CPR land there and the kids jumping out and crossing the street. We do have a school zone there, which, to be honest, I don't think is very well followed. Cars do still fly by there fairly quickly. So I think if it's someone could consider maybe for next year's budget or for council to consider that perhaps a pedestrian crossing in front of the East Place. I think it would be important to have it there just because it's a very short school zone. People don't tend to slow down for that one as much.
All right, thank you, Councilor Brune. Saying that, I would agree. It's a high traffic, high pedestrian traffic area. And just to clarify, Mr. Tebow, do we not have 2 different devices on order for traffic safety? Like we do over by the Parkside Manor location on 50th Avenue? I believe we budgeted and had 2, either they're here or they're coming.
So we had budgeted for the one that just got installed over on 43rd.
Okay, yep.
By that new dirt road.
Right.
So that one's installed.
Okay.
I don't know of a second one that we already had on order for another location. I don't recall one. I don't know if Mr. Egan recalls if there was a second one.
Are they not like $5,000, $7,000, somewhere in that range? Not real pricey, right?
Yeah, I think $7,000 to $9,000 or something.
I thought, I'm just going from memory, but anybody help me out if you so choose, but I thought we had 2 that were earmarked for this year. Councilor Brune?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I believe previous council discussion, may have been last term even, that we discussed of trying to keep a couple coming every year for more important intersections that come up.
Yeah,
But
that may be,
it's maybe something we didn't fall through, or we were hoping to do at least one.
I was just thinking it was this year. That's what I'm recollecting right now. Councilor Firth?
I believe that, yeah, we did decide that every year we would potentially add another one, but so I think we've added 1 this year. And then going forward, I don't think we've identified another location.
Okay, and I thought we had something up further down by Cooley Clinic there somewhere. We're going to put one there. Was that not?
I think that was slated for this year.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. There must be one other one, right?
Let administration take
okay.
that away. I do recall actually a conversation
Right.
down by the hospital someplace.
Yes,
to
yeah, so
put in
that's,
one.
I didn't just pick this out of the air, I'm remembering for some reason, but I'm not always accurate with that account, but, but I'm sure we had a second one coming. So if you don't mind, yeah, that would be great to follow up. Counselor Sorensen?
Maybe with the traffic committee, Carly, are you on that? Has this been discussed at all?
It has, and I think we identified places moving forward. So the intersection crossing 50th Street by KFC was one location, and the lights have been installed there. The other one, I think the next one would be crossing 50th Avenue near Cooley Clinic.
Right.
And I don't think we had identified anything moving forward, but that was the plan, I think, is to identify one every year and to kind of keep maintaining them.
Okay, thank you. I believe administration will update us here soon about that particular possibility and go from there.
Yeah, administration will send something out via email, so we don't have to wait for a council meeting.
Very well, thank you. Counselor Brown?
Is there a motion required to investigate putting a light there, or?
I don't believe so. As Counselor First said, it was already in motion to do that every year, correct? You can if you like, yeah.
Can council direct it to be put there?
Yeah?
Okay.
Well,
I got in trouble on the one on 43rd.
actually,
by
it should go back to the traffic committee, in all fairness.
I did get in trouble with
Right,
one
yeah.
on 43rd by not including the traffic committee in that.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Motion.
kind of what's been agreed upon for some time, so it should go back to traffic committee first, you bet. We can certainly,
And if they were
Direct
to
that motion.
say no,
well, yeah, that's right, it can be, that's true.
Okay.
But first,
Mr. Mayor,
Traffic.
I'd like to make a motion that council passes on to the traffic committee, but putting a pedestrian light in front of the East Place to the south on 48th Avenue to increase 47th Avenue to
Right.
increase pedestrian safety on that avenue.
all right, thank you. Motion on the table. Any further discussion? All in favor? Carried unanimously, thank you. Any other new standing item council requests? Brittany? Yes, you can. Can you do that in writing for Brittany? Can you provide that, Councilor Bruin, for Brittany? That would help her tremendously. All right, any other new standing item council requests? All right, I have one fairly recent conversation with some individuals, and this has been brought up before, but I have to say I would agree completely that there's some downtown parking lacking scenario going on. So I know at one time we talked about purchasing some other land, and I think there's some discussion, maybe Councilor Beckern, about some sharing of costs to other businesses. That's going back some time back this term, but I think it's a valid request at the very least to look into that again. So I do have a motion for consideration anyway. Unless anybody else wants to chime in first before I get to that, but that suggests like there's just not enough parking available, and there isn't in some fashion. But I mean, it's for anybody that walks lots, you can park 6-8 blocks away, and walking is fine. But for some people that don't get around so well, I mean, it's understandable. The closer the better for parking requirements. So I think it's a very reasonable ask. Councilor Sorensen?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And I know that this has been discussed through the chamber also.
Yeah.
And they might have even done a survey, surveying the local businesses, but I can't report back on to what their
Okay,
findings
fair
are.
enough. So it's been some time since it's been brought up on the table. Okay, thank you. Any other comments? Okay, so for consideration, I would go with council directs administration to investigate the possibility of additional parking availability in the downtown core and report back to council. Questions, comments? Councilor Beckering?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm not opposed to the motion, but I'm just going to make a comment regarding spending money to buy some land for people to park on. I'd be totally opposed to that, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
All right, very well, thank you. Fair statement. Councillor McLean?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. My question was just going to be, where are we going to buy land? There isn't really much options, I guess,
Right.
and I understand that parking is congested, but I'm not opposed to it, to looking into it and
Right.
seeing if there is a possibility, but I just not sure where that will be, but we'll
All
see
right.
what happens.
Thank you. Councillor Firth?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Would you entertain a friendly amendment to include possibly entering into an agreement with perhaps CP Rail to use their land?
I absolutely would accept that friendly amendment. Councillor Firth, thank you.
Let me.
And how exactly you want to word that?
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
Just a
Okay.
one-liner?
And to investigate the possibility of, partnering with other organizations that own land adjacent to the downtown.
All right, thank you, Councillor Firth. I will absolutely accept that friendly amendment. Thank you.
I didn't write it down.
Friendly amendment, motion on the table. Any further discussion? All in favor? Wait. Oh,
Should you not mention the CPR land in your friendly amendment?
she did.
I said to investigate. Yeah.
She did also initially,
No,
but anyway,
no, no,
it's
friendly
covered,
amendment.
yes. Yes, she did.
Did you have CPR then in your amendment?
Just other organizations, that's right. I believe that covers the basis, yeah. It's accepted. Friendly amended, motion on the table. All in favor? Carried unanimously. Thank you. Any other standing item council requests? Seeing none whatsoever. All right, moving on to delegations. We do not have any delegations. Media inquiries, Mr. Tebow.
None have come our way.
All right, so we're ahead of schedule. Do we, council in favor of going forward with a couple of items, or would you like to go into the meal break first? Okay, all right. Then I would ask for a motion to move into closed session. Councilor Bruin, motion on the table, all in favor?